Alright, so I'm sitting here trying to think of what to talk about with this game that's not gonna just, I don't know, sound like a mindless game discussion thing. But, I don't know, I have almost nothing but good things to say about this game, Call of Duty Ghosts. I know that most people are turned off by the Call of Duty series, and they have the right to be, I suppose. Um, with yearly releases and just kind of generic gameplay, I get it. I get why people would get annoyed of the series after a few consistent years of basically just new multiplayer maps and very cult fanboy following. But I, for one, still buy them. And I still enjoy them. I wasn't going to buy this one. I really wasn't. But I heard some good things about it. And I heard some high recommendations from me. High enough recommendations that I decided to cave, and I had a little bit of birthday money left over, so it wasn't a huge expense, for buying a game, at new price. So I went ahead and I bought it, and I was yesterday, and I've already beaten it. And that's the sad part to me. This game, to me, had a lot going for it. It's the Infinity Ward year. But this year, I don't know. I don't know how many of them they've made in the past. But there's a name right there, Raven. And Raven makes some awesome first-person shooters for me, my style. So I was pretty intrigued. And I gotta say, I really liked this campaign. I really did. I liked the gameplay. It was a lot of fun. Kind of over-the-top action. There was some on-rails shooter segments with tanks blowing up some stuff. And I liked some of the environments that you're kind of thrust into. There's some underwater stages, or one major underwater stage where you're actually trying to stealth past some sharks and stuff like that. And shooting underwater is a little bit different, and that's kind of accurate, I guess. I don't know how accurate the game was. I'm just saying, like, shooting underwater is not the same as shooting above water, so you had to play a little bit differently. And there was some space segments where you're in space shooting people with guns, which seems really odd to do, and I don't know how possible that is, but it was a lot of fun. A different sort of mechanic that you didn't really have to think about before. Floating. And whether not being able to tell whether or not your enemy is dead because he's kind of floating, and he was floating before, and now you've shot him a whole bunch of times, and he's still floating. But you got to look to make sure his gun is floating beside him is kind of the tell that he's dead, and that sort of thing. And I don't know, it was just a really, I think, really well done campaign. Obviously, there was a few control flaws and like some quick time stuff that just seemed kind of unnecessary at times. But I liked the story. It wasn't like an incredibly deep story. I liked the reason it's called Ghosts. I liked that whole kind of story in the very beginning of the game and how it kind of progresses throughout. And I loved the ending. The ending was great. Wide open for a sequel, which is fine. I mean, I know it'll happen. There'll be a sequel, whether or not it's then there'll be another Call of Duty game. Whether or not it's a direct sequel to Ghosts, is yet to be seen. I'm sure it will be, though, based on the end of this game. The next Infinity Ward game surely will be a sequel to Ghosts. Now the next Call of Duty game, I don't know. It'll be out next year. Round about this time, it'll be out, I'm sure, and it'll either be decent or it'll still sell a bazillion copies. But probably, I don't know. Probably by then, it's possible that it'll be a Xbox One and PlayStation 4 exclusive, or and PC. I'm sure I don't know if it'll be on PS3 and Xbox 360 still at that point. Who knows? I know that this year they released, the game came out on the 5th of November, which is my birthday, and the PS4 launched on the 15th, and today is actually it's about 10 minutes till the Xbone launch here in the Midwest. So I know that there's Ghosts available on all the systems, but it was interesting when I was actually picking up that one. They had a version for $10 more. It was like $69.99, whatever. Had both Xbox One and 360 versions in it, and I'm sure that it was just an Xbox 360 disc and a download code for the One. I'm sure. I don't know that for positive, but my brother-in-law was kind of bummed because he hasn't bought the game yet. And he's a big Call of Duty fan, and he was holding out because he planned on getting an Xbox One, but he hasn't had one yet, and he was kind of bummed. He said I should have bought the combo pack and we could have split the price, but alas, I didn't do that. But anyway, like I said, I mean, there's not a whole lot I can talk about still that you don't already know, or that you don't already have preconceived opinions about the Call of Duty series. I played a little bit of the campaign, multiplayer. I played the whole thing campaign. I played multiplayer a little bit, and I really suck at it. So it's hard to really get into multiplayer anymore because there's people that are just so incredibly good at it that it's hard for someone like myself who's not very good at it, competitively, to kind of jump into it, and get anywhere, because you get in these lobbies with these people that are just phenomenons that it's just impossible to even get into a game and see an enemy and pull the trigger, let alone get any kills. So I always end up with 2 kills and 20 deaths or more, like that, and they're always accidental kills. They're not skillful shots. It's always, I just so happened to walk in the room and there's a guy with his back turned, that sort of thing. I do like the extinction mode. I haven't played very much of it yet. I plan on diving into it a little bit more because it is kind of fun. It is this game's version of zombies, pretty much, but there's a little bit more to it. And I had listened to a little bit in some other YouTube videos and things like that where they talk about extinction just a little bit, saying that it's a little bit more complex than zombies in that you actually have some objectives to complete, and by the end of the rounds or whatever, and it's not so much about just seeing how far you can make it, as opposed to killing enemies and destroying these hives. So that's the whole point, is that you're given this drill device to go and destroy these hives, while there's waves of these alien things attacking you. And there's different challenges, per hive there'll be a challenge that you can complete to get skill points, and the more skill points you get, you can unlock upgrades, and you get more ammunition or stronger bullets or more guns. And there are guns available in within the level, similar to zombies, but not exactly the same. It's just there's a lot more to it than just getting a bunch of weapons and shooting zombies. It's a little bit more strategic, a little bit more tactical, and so it's kind of fun. It's kind of hard to do solo, which is what I've been trying to do. It would definitely be more fun with more people, so I need to round up some friends that have this game and try to play that with them, so I do a little bit better, because people are snobs in these lobbies too. I jumped into an Xbox Live multiplayer Extinction lobby, and the three other people, because it's four people max, I think. The three other people that were in there were all kind of like, I don't know, not really. I mean, because they didn't know me, they didn't know anything about me. They're just bad mouthing the fact that I was, a level 1, and hadn't done anything yet, and they were all so worried that I was going to bring them down, and they all just kind of left the lobby. It's like, wow, it's like, not that I was like truly hurt, because I was truly hurt, but not really. It's just like, wow, these people are that snobbish about this. I mean, it's a video game, and granted, they were probably right. I would have, just brought them down. But the whole fact of the matter is, like, they have no idea, my skill level based on my rank. It's the first time I popped the disc in. I mean, they were all level 1 the first day that they popped the disc in. Whatever. I didn't take it personally. It was just kind of an interesting testament of how snobbish people can be on these extremely competitive multiplayer games like Call of Duty and Battlefield, and I'm sure Halo is like that too anymore. For some reason I'm a little bit better at Halo than I am at Call of Duty. I'm not saying that I'm still any good at Halo, because I'm really not, but slightly better at Halo than Call of Duty. But yeah, so Extinction's fun. I'll try to get used to it playing solo or with actual friends a little bit before I try to head back into the online lobbies, because I don't want to deal with a bunch of other video game snobs anymore. As far as multiplayer goes, like just standard team deathmatch and stuff like that, I don't know. I suck. I suck bad. There's probably no helping that. But my Xbox Live expires coming up on the 5th of December, and this came with like a 7-day trial, so I might redeem that. Try to play a little bit of multiplayer. Then I just don't think that I'm going to re-up gold, at least for right now. Not that I don't want it. It's just that I haven't been playing as much Xbox lately, especially Xbox Live. So other than maybe trying to play some co-op stuff, there's really just not a whole lot I want to do on Xbox Live anymore. And I had considered, upgrading to PS Plus and letting gold expire, just simply based on the fact that PS Plus you get a little bit more free content and stuff like that. So I thought about doing that, but I just don't know. Maybe I'll just save the money and not worry about it at all. Because quite frankly, it's just not that big a deal. So yeah, really, I probably should have bought this on PlayStation 3, just because, like I said, my Xbox Live is going to expire, and I don't really know that I want to re-up it right now. But I don't know, something about first-person shooter on the PS3 that, especially one that I'm used to, like Call of Duty, I just didn't want to do it. I just didn't want to mess with it. Plus, all of my friends that I know that have this game already have it on 360, so I figured it was a better bet. And let's face it, I just wanted it on 360. And really, all these other factors didn't really play that big of a part. I just wanted it on 360. Anyway, I think that's all I have to say. I know that this video probably won't get that many views because I don't know that I have very many viewers that are Call of Duty fans. But for those of you who are out there that are Call of Duty fans, I thank you for watching. And if you aren't a Call of Duty fan and you stay till the end of the video anyway, I applaud you and I thank you for watching as well. Doomwaves out.